Hi, my name's Ed Tomlinson. I met Harry 25 plus years ago. He ran musical instrument service, which was on the second floor of Cascade Piano in Portland, Oregon. I was a young piano salesman at that time and just learning piano technology when I met Harry. There was a tool that I wanted made because you couldn't buy it at the suppliers, and I wanted a little more heft to one of my voicing tools, and some friends of mine suggested I go up and talk to Harry. I went upstairs and met with Harry and told him what I was looking for, and 3 hours later this tool came out of his lathe. He had taken some brass stock and he had milled this to perfectly fit my hand. He had taken a square lead here and tut through the lathe, made a cylindrical, threaded it. I mean, the tool couldn't be more perfect. I've got extra parts that he tooled into the end of it, so inside here are some compartments. What a master he was at many things, not just in violin repair, brass repair, saxophones, trumpets, flutes, but the guy could fix and do just about anything. Those 3 hours that I spent with Harry started a relationship with he and I that has lasted over these decades. Soon after that, I was playing with a group, a quartet called the Gospel Sons, and he enjoyed gospel music, and he'd come to our concert and really enjoyed it. And months later, I came up to talk with him and asked him if he knew of a bass player, because we had lost our bass player with the group. And he looked at me and said, "Really?" He said, "Ed, I play bass guitar." And at that time, all I knew is he played tuba and a few other instruments. I didn't know he played bass. And from that day on, he became our bass player, and he was with us 5 years. Some of the best years of his life, he'll tell you. And we enjoyed the music, we enjoyed playing together, and I have lots of memories with him playing bass. I would look over in certain part of the concert, I'd look over and he'd take his bass, put it up on his knee and play it like he would a guitar or a banjo, and the house would go crazy and they'd applaud. And he was a showman and liked that. Just a great, gentle giant. Years later, I decided to buy my own business, and I moved to California, and I had no intention of bringing band instruments into the store. We were a piano store. A few years later, through some circumstances and things, we decided to go ahead and bring band instruments, and I knew that I needed to have a repair tech here. As a matter of fact, I can thank Mike Stone for bringing Harry to Bakersfield, because he told me one day that the city schools wouldn't do business with me unless I had a road rep, good repair facility, and some of the basic things that the school district needed. He said, until then, we can't talk. And so I brought Harry up, and he soon flew back and forth, and within a few years he was here permanently and started the repair department. But in the early days, he brought me a suggestion to give free repair at band instrument or band competitions here in town. And I didn't understand why he would suggest such a thing, but it was his opinion that at band competitions, sometimes an instrument would have something happen to where it wouldn't play well, or they needed a reed and the store wasn't there. He wanted to represent and help the kids in case anything happened to their instrument, to where they could have it fixed and it wouldn't hurt their competition. And that was Harry's heart. I remember a specific situation where a band came by and they didn't sound very good, and Harry looked at me and he said, "The sousaphones sound horrible." And he went over to talk to the director and found out that of the 8 sousaphones that just walked by, only one of them played. You see, they didn't have the funds to fix the other 7. Harry looked at me and said, "This can't happen." He told the director, "Bring those over to me and I'll see what I can do." Now that day, Harry only fixed 3 more of the instruments. But that day at the competition, half of the kids could play. The other half just puffed their cheeks out with the music, and nobody knew. Within just a few weeks, he had fixed all those instruments for that school, and no, Harry didn't charge them. As a matter of fact, I had to scold Harry. The few times that I've ever had to scold him was because he gave an awful lot away. That was Harry's way. Harry wanted to see kids learn to play music, because he knew what most of us here know, that there's magic in music. See, we believe God created music, and Harry knew that. He knew that secret. I loved Harry from my time making tools, to my morning breakfast every Wednesday. We'd go out and have breakfast. I'll miss him as a colleague. I'll miss him as a repair tech. But the thing that I valued most with Harry was the time that I could just sit with him and pray with him. And over the last 5 years, most of you know what's happened in Harry's life. He's needed a lot of prayer. And there have been times tough here in the business since 2008 with the decline of the economy. When times got tough and I'd talk to Harry, Harry's first words to me would be, "Ed, let's go in your office, let's pray. I'm going to miss you, buddy. I love you." Yeah, just